Hey everybody, Michelle with Michelle's for Living here. Thanks for watching my videos. And it's Saturday, October the 9th of 2021, and I'm at Charlestown State Park in Charlestown, Indiana, and we're going to take a walking tour of down the Rose Island on the trail. So we'll see how it goes. Let me show you the where I'm at. So these are maps right here to get you there, get you going. And yeah, people used to come to Rose Island on steamboats, and it was a amusement park and a you know, like a resort kind of a thing. So anyhow, this is where you want to come down to Trail 3 and 4 area, and you just go. Trail 3 takes you down to Rose Island. So we're gonna walk. There'll be quite a few people, I'm sure, on this little tour. I bet. I'm gonna stop here in the shade and look at the map. Okay, so here's the map of the park, and we came in on the road here and parked there in the parking lot, and we just came around this corner here, and we're going to take Trail 3 down around this way and up there and across the over to Rose Island, which is here, and that's 14 Mile Creek. This is the Ohio River out here. So taking this trail, it's going to be paved all the way down, but it's going to have a really steep decline. We'll show it when we get there. If we went the other way, it's the trail through the woods. That's of course not paved because it's just a trail through the woods. So we're taking the shorter one, steep one down, and we'll see when we come back up if we're going to be able to hike back up that hill or not. Alright, so we've just been walking a couple of minutes. It's definitely starting to drop off and around this corner. And now here's the sign. This wasn't here the last time. It's been a lot of years since I've been down here. So attention, steep, difficult trail, it says. So that's the warning. But, you know, the other way's longer around the walk. And there's some people coming up. Yeah, this hill almost pulls you down. It's that steep.
You just start and you turn around and walk down.
I think it actually gets a little steeper than this once we get down there where those people are at.
You want to jog?
No, I'm not ready to jog yet. We might on the next section. Let me show over here. That's it's pretty steep going down there. I mean, that's a significant drop off there going down to the creek. See persimmon tree. Ready-made snacks on the trail. They got a little bench over here. I guess you can rest on the halfway up mark.
Is that the halfway bench?
I think. I don't know.
Branch. I brought my flippers.
Really annoying. Look at these. It was a nice little outcrop. That would have been a good place for a picnic table. There's a sheer drop off on the other side. hard to see through this brush, but I could, we got some road down there. Oh, he's moving some branches there. Okay, out of the road. It's a really nice day. It's about 80 degrees and the sun is shining. It's got some wispy clouds up there. It's cooler here in the shady wood.
Yeah, where that sea moss, maybe just think about slip and fall.
Yeah, don't go over there.
It's all over the
And
middle.
you go over here, you might go off the crevasse to there.
Just warning you.
So, Charlestown State Park is celebrating its 25th birthday anniversary today. So it's not an old park, but it developed because of the federal government's Indiana Army ammunition plant that was in Charlestown. This land used to be part of the ammunition plant during World War II, and when they started decommissioning it, they donated the land to the state of Indiana, and it was made into this park, and it has since expanded in size as the ammunition plant was decommissioned officially in 2016, and they gave the park some more land, in which they were promoting that they were going to do lots of renovation to this park and stuff. You can camp here and everything. So, all right, this picnic table down here, we've got a big bend. I think now we're about halfway down. I didn't look at 3/4 of the way down. But that's the Ohio River back over there. We gotta swing around here.
Bridge, so it's got the plateau at the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's where we're going to end up. They can see the modern day bridge that they built to Rose Island. There used to be a pedestrian bridge there back in the 20s and 30s when it was an amusement park. It was originally called Fern Grove, and then it became Rose Island when David Rose bought the amusement park and changed the name. And it got washed away in the 1937 flood. So, yep, there's the bridge. We can see it right over there. I'm sure we're going to hear more about the history of the park when we get down here. I'm not sure how much of a guided tour we're going to have and how much people are going to talk. But there, like I was saying, the amusement park got washed away in the 1937 Great Flood of the Ohio River, and then they never put it back. This area was called Devil's Backbone before it became an amusement park. I'm not clear on all the history. I haven't read it in a long time, but it's like there's this peninsula-like area that's made because of 14 Mile Creek coming off of the Ohio River, and it kind of goes up a little higher, and like the Indians, Native Americans in this area used it, and so the first white man settlers who came to the area, and I don't know, between them and the Native Americans, they called it Devil's Backbone. So now we're reached the bottom low point right here. We're gonna go up a little ways, but yeah, there's the bridge. What time is it?
11.
1:11. So it's taking us about 15 minutes to get down here, probably. If that.
Packard on the Portersville Bridge when it was originally built, and then they
Okay.
disassemble it and reassemble it here.
Okay. So there's where the other Trail 3 comes out, the other end of Trail 3 if we had walked through the woods. Yep. So people used to, they could drive their cars to this general, like here, they have this road. But then they had this bridge right here that went across because you couldn't drive over into that area.
Trail, that's
Planks are not completely attached down there, they're definitely bobbling. So, let's look at the Portsville Bridge at Charlestown State Park, dedicated September 30th, 2011. So, that was the dedication of the bridge, but for the bridge lovers out there, let's get some other shots of the outside of the bridge and how it's made. Ben Sims Bridge Company, builders there. So, wood planks, all steel structure. All right, the man is causing trouble with some women back there. Okay. Joking around. He's got to take their picture. There we go. So, this is 14 Mile Creek. It's really green today. Here comes the van back the other direction, and just look at further in on 14 Mile Creek, closer to Charlestown, a few miles north of Charlestown, John Work built Tunnel Mill. It was a grist mill, and back in the early settling days, early 1800s, I can't remember what year it was built, but anyways, I can see the Ohio River at the very end down there, and then the hills of Kentucky are peeking out between the trees down there. Oh, I guess here's a little thing to step aside here. Yep. Let's go look at the other side. 14 Mile Creek here. A turtle on a log. I don't know if we'll be able to see him. Sure, there's lots and lots of turtles out there.
Yeah. Did you get your bungee cord?
Oh, there's a turtle on that log. I see him. Let's see if we can zoom in and see him right there. Leaves floating by. Oh dear. Okay. I had a spider come down at me. He almost got on my face. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stop and take some pictures now.
You out of town?
Yeah, I live in Noblesville.
Old who?
In Noblesville.
I think we're officially on Rose Island now. And looks like they've added some paving here at some point. I haven't ever been over here on this side. I've been to the bridge, but the last time I was down here they had it closed. You couldn't come over when we thought we'd come over, and we couldn't. And we never made it back. But we're going to go over here and look at this. Timeline of Rose Island. Trace the history of Rose Island through time. As time marches on, so does the history of this former resort. As you explore the park, find the reclamation logo and look around to see how nature is slowly reclaiming land. So 1700, Indian tribes historically known as Miami, Delaware, and Shawnee were present in Clark County. That's where we're at. 1815, intensive Euro-American settlement of Clark County began. 1816, President James Madison gave his approval to make the Indiana Territory into the state of Indiana. 1881, river traffic on the Ohio River halted when it reaches its lowest level on record, 1 foot 9 inches. I'd never heard that before. In 1886, Fern Grove was developed as a picnic ground for church outings. In 1923, Fern Grove became Rose Island Resort and flourished until the Great Depression. The Great Depression hit and Rose Island showed an operating loss of $871 or $12,350 in 2010 dollars. In 1937, the flood caused water to be 10 feet above the picnic grounds and destroyed the resort. In 1940, property became part of the Indiana Army ammunition plant. In 1963, Jefferson County judge proposed reviving Rose Island as an amusement park, but the cost was prohibitive. In 1995, the former Indiana Army ammunition plant became the Charlestown State Park. In 2004, 14 Mile Creek Nature Preserve was dedicated. In 2011, Pottersville Bridge was relocated from Du Bois County, Indiana to its present location over 14 Mile Creek, and that's the bridge we just crossed. Got quite a bit of group.
But
I was talking to my camera. I said we had quite a big group. Make a lot of noise. I want to get over here on the.
you want to go the other way?
I'm gonna go on the other side here. So that blue marker down there is where the 37 flood line is.
Reinforce the illusion of an island was by limiting access to the park. There were 2 public entrances you could take. It basically depended on where you were coming from, which entrance you would use. If you lived in the local area, you would have taken a road that's virtually gone today. A road that, in the wintertime, if you know what you're looking for, you can find parts of this road crossing Trails 1 and Trail 3. Otherwise, nature has totally taken it back. Once you got down here, there was a parking area, and you could cross the swinging bridge. Most people came through the main entrance, which we'll see about halfway through the tour. But those folks who did live locally came down that road. They would have crossed this bridge. Even though they called it a swinging bridge, you can see there's a lot of reinforcements, a lot of support under it. It did not truly swing. But the surface, the deck, was a woven rope with wooden planks. So it did have a lot of spring, a lot of bounce to it. That bridge landed here. The concrete squares are remains of that bridge. Back in the early 2000s,
There's the Ohio River over there. There would have been a boat landing here somewhere. I'm sure he's going to tell us where it's at. Oh, that big concrete thing we were just looking at was they put ice in it, and then it gave cold drinking water. That walkway over there, they redid the arches, but that was the walk of roses that went all the way down. And over here we're at the dance hall. He said this is the second oldest archaeological feature left in the park.
as I said, this is the second oldest feature we've seen today. We know that because we were fortunate to have a photograph of this that was labeled, and I like to use that as a chance.
Okay, the stone structure was a wishing well, and they used to keep baby alligators in it to keep people from taking the money. And the posts are the four corners of the dance hall that was here back in the Fern Grove days. One of three buildings they had then, and that's a picture of it there. And it dropped a little bit, so the flood water was really high. And there's the swimming pool over there. We're going to end up around over there soon. We're still on the Rose Walk.
The dining hall would see up to 500 people.
Dining hall could see 500 people.
And looking at this photograph, I believe it.
Cottages were here along the river. Alright, I think we made it to the end of the Rose Walk here. That's where the hotel was up there. I think this is...
Alright folks, we are halfway in terms of distance and over halfway in terms of time. So this is usually about the point people are checking their cell, they're watching things and maybe
There's the pillars where people came up from the river.
At this point, you probably noticed there are no facilities down here. However, we do offer plenty of facilities. I want to share a couple things with you.
Alright, so there's the river. This is what's now the Belle of Louisville, bringing passengers up, and you can see there's the three pillars. Rose Island sign was above. Three pillars there. Everybody walked up this way, walked up there. So let's go down here and look. Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Same view, pretty much. There's the walkway right there.
Really?
Apparently the maintenance area was over across the ravine there. We're swinging back around. I'm going to get to the swimming pool up here. And they had a roller coaster back there. They had a carousel. They've got the swimming pool filled in with gravel now. Alright, so I wanted to wrap up my video because it kind of abruptly ends there. I did tag some photographs that I took at the end of the trail. So it has been nearly 3 years since I filmed that and we went to Rose Island. And I guess I lost some footage, or I didn't take any footage or any more photographs right at the end of the trail. We did end up back around where we started. There at that sign, and there's a little what was a picnic area and remnants of like posts that are stuck in the ground where they had picnic tables and seating and stuff like that. Also at the end of the trail you get to this point and you can see where Devil's Backbone is, and it's this rock wall that goes up, and it's really steep, and it's there's like a trail, but they got a chain across it or whatever, and you're not supposed to go up there. Jeremy, the tour guide, he works for the state park. He was the one you saw in there, and I didn't get his permission to film him and do that, but so I didn't film his whole talk and everything. But he is a really nice man. I've talked to him since. He does tours of Devil's Backbone, like either in late October into November. They're very limited tours, and these tours don't cost anything when he does this, but it's a really rigorous climb up into Devil's Backbone, and that's something I've really wanted to do. And just see that. But it was a Native American fort area or something, and then when the white people came in, they took over, and there was supposed to have been a fort there, kind of, because you have a really good high vantage point looking over the Ohio Valley and into the area and stuff. You can see down the river. So there's that. The van that you saw driving down there, you can't drive down to Rose Island like that van was. Jeremy was driving that, and he takes people from the top down to the bottom, so you can catch a ride when he's doing his tours, and they're not all the time, so you can call the park and find out when he's doing his tours, but he will drive people down and you can get a ride back up. And so I know we rode back up because he had space in the van when we were there to get a ride out, and so we didn't hike up, and I guess that's why I don't have footage of that, and us leaving, because it kind of like all abruptly it was like, okay, yeah, let's get in the van and go. So I do remember that. But anyways, it's a really interesting place to go. You can, for the most part, unless they're doing maintenance or something back there, you can just go to the park and walk down there and go over across the bridge and walk around yourself. It's just that, you know, he does those guided tours, and the tour is 2 hours. Like, we spent 2 hours walking around it. If we had just walked straight around the thing, it might have been, you know, we might have spent 20 minutes doing it, you know. But it is interesting because, you know, there's still visible signs of where the buildings were, and of course that swimming pool, and their intention is just to let nature take that over. That's why those trees and everything are growing up there. They're not, the park has no intentions, at least at this point, of preserving any of that that structure down there or whatever. So, all right, that's all. Thanks for watching.